This is a very serious issue and it's very crucial, as oftentimes I've wondered how certain groups of people are able to get access to what keeps them alive. And I'm talking about the terrorists that we have in the northern part of Nigeria. An helicopter that supplies arms and food to Boko Haram has been exposed by Y0B elders. Political elders from B0RN0 and Y0B states have alleged that helicopters drop arms and ammunition, food and medicine to areas well known to be the strongholds of the members of the dreaded Boko Haram sect in the northeastern part of Nigeria. Now, most of the times I look at this issue of terrorism, Boko Haram, ISWAP and the rest of that, and I see this as an Islamic issue. I see this as a northern issue. Why? This has to do with very devilish-minded people that have a wrong opinion, notion, view about Islam itself. If Islam is a peaceful religion, if Islam is a violent religion, one would, want to look much more into this. Now, we have other, groups of people in Nigeria, regions, people from the southern part of Nigeria, few from the southeastern part of Nigeria, and also from the southwestern part of Nigeria. They are Muslims, but their view is not as radical as that of the northerners and that of some groups of people in the Middle East of this world. Now, there is a man called Murik in the southern part of Nigeria, I think somewhere in Ekiti State. His views are a little bit off the, is a little bit extreme when it comes to certain views, but he's also being careful as he knows that the Yoruba people are not going to accept any nonsense from him. They are not people that are driven by religion. Anyway, the political elders from B0RN0 State and Y0B States have pointed out helicopters that drop arms and ammunition. Now, what is the government doing? Imagine how helicopters can move about freely in the airspace of Nigeria without any control. What are the Air Force doing? What about satellites to monitor all of these activities of this dreaded group called Boko Haram and ISWAP? I asked once, how is food, medicine, because many of them are injured, how do they take care of themselves? Who treats them? Do they have doctors that go visit them? Do they have nurses? How do they treat themselves? They must have weapons, antibiotics for gunshot wounds, pain relievers. And it's not just the Quran that they will read in some water and they drink that solves the problem. They will have to take care of themselves as guerrillas, as whatever you want to call them. They said it was unbelievable that the authorities would claim ignorance of this development, wondering how about 20 to 30 Toyota Hilux vehicles that move in a convoy freely with a subsisting curfew without being detected. You need to see how Boko Haram comes out. They come out en masse. You need to see them with their Hiluxes, 30 Hiluxes. How is this possible? It's like saying 30 Hiluxes just appeared in Lagos Island without anyone knowing where they came from. It's like, this, I understand that the structure and the way things are, security structures and how everything is in the northern part of Nigeria is quite different. Even the topography and everything is quite different. We know that there is no border there at all. But when you look at it, 20, 30 Hiluxes is not a pin that fell into an A sack and you have to look for it. These things are very obvious. There are Muslims, Hausas in the northern part of Nigeria that are promoting terrorism. Either they are making money from it or they are afraid and they are in support of this, or they also share the same religious view as they believe that every other person that is not worshipping Allah in the form that they want, or a Muslim in the kind of doctrines that they need you to believe in or to go with. Once you are not in that, then you are not a person. They call you whatever name they want to call you, unbeliever and whatever it is. The elders who spoke at a press conference in Abuja on Monday also asked the government to provide answers raised by the insurgents' attack on the Maiduguri Air Force Base, where the terrorists demobilized and burnt planes and other military installations, despite the existing state of emergency and curfew in the town. How can Boko Haram go into a military base, Air Force base, burn planes, crush military men? What is really happening here? Speaking under the aegis of B0RN0 Y0B People's Forum, the elders also asked those in authority to tell Nigerians, those who authorize the withdrawal of security personnel from the federal government college, Buniyadi, few hours before the attack that claimed the lives of 59 innocent children. Now, these are things that cause for concern. It simply shows that these Boko Haram members have information, either in that society, in that village, in that town, in that state, or they have internal, saboteurs in the military that gives them information. There is always going to be a way these people get information. This is serious. So, how then is it that the Nigerian government withdrew security personnel from the federal government college Buniyadi, just like what happened to the Chibok girls, and afterwards 59 innocent children, their lives were claimed, they were attacked? A former chief of air staff, Air Vice Marshal Al-Amin Dagash, retired, read the text of the statement on behalf of the members of the forum at the press conference. He was flanked by a former Minister of Finance, Malam Adamu Siroma, a former secretary to the government of the Federation, Ambassador Babagana Kingigbe, elder statesman Shetima Mustafa, and some political and opinion leaders from the two states. The former chief of air staff wondered why security reports from the communities on impending attacks were ignored or not promptly responded to by security personnel or the government. In fact, one of the governors in Yobe State or Borno State, one of the states there, said, we alerted the security officials of the convoy of 30, or is it about 20 Iloxes, new one, what we call tier robber. How did they buy this? We told them, they said, allow them to come, then we will repel them. What a shame. Probably they are afraid, or what is the issue here? How is these people able to move freely in the northern part of Nigeria without the government shutting them down, just like how they are ready to kill any IPOB member? They are so swift in calling up Operation Python, but they are too slow when it comes to shutting down their own people. How many people, how many members of Boko Haram and ISWAP? Are they up to 6 million, 3 million, 1 million, 200,000, 500,000? These are numbers that people are supposed to know. We know that they get members freely, but these are issues that we need to look into. Dagesh said, are the authorities unaware of helicopters dropping arms and ammunition, food, medical supplies to areas well known to be strongholds of the inside of these terrorists? These are questions they are asking. Recently, we know there will always be bad eggs in all societies, all locations, all regions, all states. Whatever organizations you always have bad eggs. What about the story of a kidnapper, bandit that joined politics, and the police chased him and the army came, shot at the police, killed the police, all because they needed to save him? It shows that this group of people, they are running a show. Just like the politicians are thieves, you will find criminals among the top echelons of the military too. It's a game, and the people are there, sleeping and waking up. How were the insurgents able to attack the Maduguri Air Force Base and demobilize as well as burn planes and other military installations despite the existing states of emergency and curfew in the town? How could 20 to 30 Hilux vehicles move in convoy freely without anyone stopping them? How did a little band of ragtag, misguided youth metamorphose into a well-kitted, well-armed killing machine, moving freely in convoy of vehicles and supported by helicopters, even with drones, with computers? They video themselves, they record it. Are there no telecommunication company that can track who is the service provider? How did the Shilka tank, a multi-purpose self-propelled anti-aircraft artillery weapon positioned to secure, Giwa barracks, fail to function, resulting in heavy loss of lives for both civilians and all of that? How is this possible? Both civilian and military, it's just reported there in the media. Why? How is this possible? This is true change that people claim that they are going to get. We are living in a country where there is a lifeless presidency. Everything is just lifeless. Yes, there are a lot of young army men, young soldiers, military putting their life on the line. Don't let us joke with these things. If you are facing war and Boko Haram or any of this insurgency, you will know that it's not a joke. You can die at any time. The kind of guns they use, they're bulletproof, cannot stop it. And these guys are well trained. Our armies are also well trained. But who is going to put his life on the line when you know that there are saboteurs, there are some groups of people that will alert even the Boko Haram before you get there? So these are issues that cause for concern. What's your own opinion about this? They have said it. They are not joking any longer. Boko Haram is not just for Christians or Muslims. They are killing anybody. Another helicopter supply food. They said they found again, meaning they've told them before, helicopter that supply arms and food to Boko Haram have been exposed by Borno and Yobe State elders. They have said it. These helicopters drop arms and ammunition, food and medicines to areas known to be strongholds of the members of the dreaded club cult or whatever name you want to call it, Boko Haram terrorist group. Now, why would the government be granting a form of amnesty and giving them all of our resources? People that have killed people. It's a serious issue anyway. So that's what it is for now. Sometimes they give, they give some excuses of what Goodluck Jonathan did, how he granted amnesty to Niger Delta militants that were busting pipelines and all of that. But is that enough? Did those ones coming to other people's regions start? Of course, they did a lot of things too then. They say they are fighting for their land, they want this and that. But whatever it is crime. The reason why those ones are doing that is because there are bigger thieves. What about this one? They have a religious view. Who cares about religion? Face your religion. Every other person face their religion. But no, they want to force religion on people. Anyway, what's your own take about this? Let us meet at the comment section below. And while you're at that, if you are not a member of this channel, we can grow it together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will definitely alert you whenever videos are uploaded. And if you are already a member of this channel, I say a very big thank you for the support.